Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and you are welcome to the parasha of this morning. Before we actually start the parasha of this morning, I just have a little bit of announcement to make, because I've been receiving some messages from our Facebook page, right? Some people are asking if the congregant welcome other people, if we are just only Ethiopians. So I say no. The congregation is not only Ethiopians. We have all over people all over the world. We have them here because the Torah said that the house of God my house will be a house of worship for what? For all nations. It is not the Ethiopians alone here. No. We have, even though not Ethiopians even here apart from me. So everybody here is from all over the world. The house of God is a house of worship for everybody. No, please, you are welcome to come. So it is not only Ethiopians here that are welcome. Everybody is welcome to serve God and to worship the Lord, the true and the holy God, the God of our fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. All right, after saying that, I will go to the parasha directly. And the parasha of this morning, as I said, is called Parshas Va-Yera. Va-Yera, which means to appear. The Lord, the God of all creation, appeared to who? To Abraham, our forefathers. So, and I subtitle it Sarah's test. There's always this understanding that we have in the Torah that God did what? God tests Abraham, right? The test of Abraham, God tests Abraham, God tests Abraham, God tests Abraham. I understand that. I know that, I understand that, okay? But there is an issue here that we have to discuss. There's an issue here that we have to go and elaborate on, because it is not being said, nobody is saying anything apart concerning it. I understand. You might want to ask me any question when we're having our next Shabbat. I understand that the Torah is written in men's language, okay? The Torah is written in the men's language. The Torah is made, it's written in the language of the men. Okay? Yes, I understand that there are only few women are discussed about, are talked about. But I want us to also see from the perspective of Sarah. Not only seeing everything from the perspective of the men. Let us divert a little bit and see from the perspective of the women. Remember, there is a saying, right, that behind a great man, behind a mighty man, there's always a woman. There's always a woman that backs the man up. That says, I'm here with you. I'm standing with you. Go ahead. I will be with you. When you look back, I'm always there. Remember that, and even though the Torah also said, the two shall be one. The women and the man, when they marry together, they shall become one. It shall become one flesh. So if we always talk about the test that God tests Abraham, that is good, it's fine. But without Sarah, Abraham will not succeed. That's why we have to make that clear. If Sarah is always there grumpy, if Sarah is always there complaining, if Sarah is always there doing the opposite of what God is telling Abraham, the man will be fed up. The man will go cuckoo, because the woman is not supportive. We need to understand that in everything that Abraham went through, Sarah supported him 100% with all her being, with everything that she has. Sarah didn't come and say, oh, no, this is your God. Let us forget about him. Let's do something else. This is your God. I'm tired of him, because he just take off from one place to another place. We go around all the desert. I'm tired. Right? Like most of the women of nowadays. They'll tell you, oh, I need everything hunky-dory, I need a big mansion. I need a big swimming pool. I need a big car, big helicopter, and I'll just relax and just sleep, and have babies. I don't even want babies. Babies is even too much, because now they don't want babies. They want to manufacture babies. Because if I have a baby, I will look ugly. That's what they say now. All the women, most of the women in the world now, they tell you, oh, no, baby, it's not for me. I don't want to be ugly. I'll go and adopt a baby or surrogate. That is what their head is telling them. So what I'm saying is that we have to look from the perspective of Sarah. I want to look this parasha. I want to look from the perspective of the woman. What does she think? what is going on in our mind. So I'm going to discuss it, talks about it from the point of the Midrash, okay? That's what we're going to discuss about this morning. Sarah's test. Because as God is testing Abraham, the same thing God is testing Sarah. It's not only Abraham that God is testing. God is testing Sarah too. If Sarah is going to be supportive, if Sarah will understand, if Sarah will follow the path of righteousness. Abraham said to Sarah, his wife, "She is my sister." So Abimelekh, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. That is Genesis chapter 20, verse 2. We are going to talk about the test of Sarah, the incident with Abimelekh. Sooner or later, I know you inquire about that. I will try to explain. It was a most difficult period in our lives. What happened to Sarah with Abimelekh was one of the most difficult times in the Hebrew people's history. You can imagine an elderly couple traveling by camel across the desert to avoid starvation. We took out only our flocks and other worldly possessions with us, but also the memory of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember, it's not long ago that God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. How proud I was when Abraham pleaded with the judge of all the earth to save the city for the sake of the righteous ones. How devastated we both were when 10 righteous souls could not be found to avert the catastrophe. Gloom continuously pervaded our thought as the caravan traveled down south. Our anxiety increased tenfold as we approached the region of Negev and settled between Kadesh and Shur. Would this region also be an unholy place, inhabitable to strangers? That is what is going on in the mind of Sarah. Oh, not long ago, God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. They saw it. They saw the fire coming down, burning and destroying everything. They saw how God saved Lot, the nephew of Abraham. And now God is asking us to move down. So we begin to move and move and move up and down, in the desert. Am I not fed up? Am I not tired of all these things? No. But Sarah was not tired. Sarah continued to move with the husband. As the husband received the revelation, the wife followed. As the husband received the revelation, the wife followed. The wife didn't come and start complaining and say, "Oh, are you the only one that is receiving this revelation and me, I'm not receiving anything? Why should I follow you?" Because the women of nowadays, they will tell you that. "I don't want to follow you again, I'm tired. I don't want to be put into a pit. I don't have a child, I don't have anything. Your thought is always to travel from one place to another. Are you a vagabond?" Right? That is what the women of now will tell you. Say, "Why can't you settle down? Why can't we settle down? Oh, I understand. You don't have a job. You should go and learn a job and get a job and start working. Right? So that you can settle down." But Sarah didn't do that. He was following the directive of her husband. At Gerar, Abraham hastily announced that I will be introduced as his sister. Abraham devised a means, right, in his head. For he feared that Abimelekh, the powerful king there, would see me and want to bring me into his chamber. If we were married, I would be forbidden to him, and so Abraham would first have to be eliminated. It was momentarily flattering to think that Abraham still found me so beautiful that he imagined others would desire me. This thought passed quickly through as the full meaning of Abraham's request made its impact in the life of Sarah. Oh, my husband quickly devised a mean, right? Oh, when we come to that town, when we come to that city, tell them that what? I'm your brother. They tell them you're not my wife, okay? Because I don't want to be killed. I don't want to kaput. Tell them we are brother and sister because that people, they are what? They are unholy people. Where did Abraham understand that these people are unholy people. You see, the problem that we have nowadays, most of the same thing. That's why I love the Torah. The Torah is just perfect. I'm telling you, the Torah gives us the thought of the man. How the Torah writes the way we are exactly, not exaggerating. Because most children of God nowadays, they are just like the same like Abraham. They do what? They throw fingers, not knowing that the other one is pointing back at them. Oh, these people are bad people. How do you know they are bad people? Have you lived within them? Did you know they are bad or not? Oh, because I don't know, maybe, they don't fear God. How do you know they don't fear God? Have you been there? Did you sit down with them and talk with them? Oh, I think, assumption, prejudice. That is where the problem. Most children of God nowadays, they're prejudiced to other people. Oh, he is not a child of God. I can't go close to him. How do you know he's not a child? You don't even know him. You don't even know his name. You never even open your mouth and discuss with him. How do you know that he's not a child of God? Just because you just saw him, maybe the way he dressed, maybe his outward appearance. Oh, no. He's a madman. How do you know he's a madman? Maybe he's poor, that's why he dressed like that. Maybe he doesn't have the money, that's why he dressed like that. Maybe he has the money, but he just wants to dress like that. How do you know he's a madman? Did you discuss with him? But you assumption. Always assume. And God is telling us, do not assume. Don't think yourself that you are better than any other people. That's what I'm saying. Do not think of yourself that I am greater than you. I am better than you. No. We are all equal before the throne of God. We are all equal before the throne of judgment of God. So we as a child of God should not assume and think that other people are bad, or this one doesn't serve God, or this one doesn't serve God. It is I am the only one that serves God. Just like our prophet Eliyahu. Oh God, they want to kill me. In all over the world, I'm the only one that remains that is serving you. How do you know? God is told him no. There are other people that I have that I've kept alive that are still serving me, worshiping me. You are not alone, my friend. So this is the same thing here. The Torah gives us what exactly was going on in the mind of Abraham as a human being. Yeah, he was afraid. Yes, he thought in his mind, he assumed that those people are not godly people. But God is telling us, do not assume. Don't think that they are not godly. Before you can judge, you have to sit down with them and communicate with them. Talk to them. See what is their reasoning. How is their reasoning? Then you can judge. Then you can say, oh, they are not child of God, or they are child of God. No, Abraham was not insistent. The truth, the sound of his request was more a statement than the question. What about the covenant? He whispered. If I am murdered, how will this covenant be perpetuated? Now, if Abimelekh came and killed Abraham, but God has promised, right, that Abraham will have a son through Sarah. So the issue here that we can also see is we can say it's a kind of lack of faith on the side of our forefathers, on the side of Abraham Avinu, right? He's a human being. We are all human beings. So I am putting myself in the shoe of Abraham too. I am a human being. So Abraham is not a superhero. In the Greek understanding, the Greek people only have a superhero. And that superhero, nothing can happen to him. He can kill 2 million people in a second. Nobody can kill him. He's a superhero. So if somebody is a superhero, how can I associate myself with a superhero? He has a special power which I don't have. But I thank the Lord our God that in our history it's not like that. God wants us to associate ourselves with our heroes, with Abraham Avinu. Because Abraham Avinu was a pure, complete human being with flesh and bone and blood. He has the right to fear. He has a fear in him. He's not a superhero that says, oh, you know what? God is with me. Yeah, nothing can happen. I can go on the express road, and even though if the car smack me, I'm going to leave. Okay. You can go and try it, and then let's see the result. That is the situation. You cannot tempt God. That's what I'm trying to say. Abraham doesn't want to tempt God. So he has to be smart. Just like the way Yeshua said, be smart as a serpent and be harmless as a dove. That is exactly what Abraham was doing. Abraham has to devise a means to save himself and to save his family and to save all his servants. My husband felt humiliated by the sacrifice requested of him. He could barely allow his eyes to meet me, the man who smashed his father's chief idol and argued with the judge of all the earth, stood before me with no vision for our salvation except a plan that would shame us both. See, Abraham, in his head, he doesn't even know what to do, right? A man that stood before God and began to advocate for who? For Sodom and Gomorrah. And said, please God, don't destroy them, don't kill them, spare them. Even though if they're righteous, they are able to kill the righteous with the wicked. God said, no. I'm not the kind of a judge like that. I'm not going to kill the righteous with the wicked. No. But look at the same man. This is the man that smashed all the idols of his father. He wasn't afraid. And this is the same man that is afraid now. He's scared of his life. Right? And the only thing Abraham can the only thing he could come up with in all his life is to devise a trick to save his own life. A man of a strong faith, a man that is powerful, and said that God told him, leave your father's place and go to a place I'm going to show you. And he obeyed immediately. Do you think that he doesn't have the faith to say, God will save me? He has that faith. He understands that God will save him because God has promised him a son. And Abraham cannot die because God has promised him a son. Even though if he died, then God has to perform a miracle. God has to raise him up because God has said, you are going to have a son. So it's either the two choices. But Abraham was not ready to tempt God. He said, you know what? The best thing I can come out with now is to devise a trick on how I can save myself and what? And my family. Together with my wife. So Sarah continued. You say you condemn him for his cowardness? You must instead be merciful, for you can't imagine his desperation. Truth be told, I think you are viewing the story only from the perspective of Abraham and see me as just a victim. But perhaps this story is about my test, not his test. Not the test of Abraham, but my test, Sarah's test. I was promised God's blessings too, not only Abraham. I was to bear a son, Isaac, and God will maintain the covenant through him. From my womb, nations will arise. Rulers of peoples will be issued. Will all this be lost in the chamber of Abimelekh? No, it will never happen. That will never happen. So remember that we are saying here, this is the test of Abraham. Not only the test of Abraham, but it's the test of Sarah. That Sarah will agree and say, yes, I'm going to go with my Lord, Abraham. What you said, I follow. Sarah can say, oh, who do you think I am? Who do you think I am? I am your wife. You cannot just give me away to Abimelekh. No, I won't do that. Women of now, they will argue, right? They cannot follow the step of their husband. But the man has a plan. The man has a plan. But this is not all the plan the man will tell you, because if the man tell you the plan, he will ruin everything. Women will ruin all of them. But Sarah was what? Was following the footsteps of her husband. She trusted her husband 100%, even though with her life. I will go. I will follow what you said. I will do, but I know because my God is guiding me. God will defend those who are defenseless. That's what I want us to understand. If you say the Torah said, I am the God, I am the defender of the defenseless, the defender of the widows, the defender of the orphans, or the fatherless. So who do you think that God is? God will always defend you in any areas of your life. Don't think, oh yeah, that is the end, I am finished. No, you are not finished, my friend. As far as you are breathing, as far as you have air, as far as you are alive, God is there to defend you. Abraham and Sarah passed through this test together. All the 10 tests that God tested Abraham, they both passed this together with Sarah, his wife. Sarah did not come and begin to accuse God and begin to tell the God of Abraham, said, or accuse the husband and said, this is your God, I'm fed up, I'm tired. She followed the footsteps of her husband. My agreement to pose as Abraham's sister was my own statement of faith that surely God will not allow the covenants to be broken. Never. Though I did not know what lay ahead, I believe that the Shekinah, the presence of God, the presence of the Spirit of God will be with me. And I will not be what? I will not be ashamed. I will not be afraid. If follow say, okay, you know what? You want Abimelekh to take you? Follow. Just tell them, I'm your brother. Let them take you. Don't worry. God that we serve will defend you. And the Torah speaks. And in the night, God came to who? To Abimelekh in the dream. Right? And God said, hey, man, you are a dead man. If you don't return the wife, if you don't return that woman back to the husband, in the twinkle of an eye, you are a what? You are a dead man. The man said, hey, what have I done? He said, no, I know what happened. I know that you are what? You are innocent. That's why I didn't kill you. If you were a wicked man, I would have killed you instantly. Now, take the wife, take this woman back to her husband, because that is how. Say, I didn't know. They told me my sister. God said, I know. That is why I spare you. Now, if you want to be healed, because God struck them with avert, all of them. It's a kind of a disease. Then Abraham, after Abimelekh returned Sarah back to Abraham, Abraham prayed for them and God healed them all. So what I'm trying to say that God will always bring his word, his promise to pass. God has promised Sarah that Sarah will have a son. We always say that God promised Abraham a son. Yes, but it's not only Abraham that God promised a son. God promised Sarah too, that Sarah will be the one that will give a son to Abraham, that the covenant will continue, that the covenant will not be broken. And so therefore it is both of them in the same ship, in the same boat. Abraham is not in one boat and Sarah in another boat, because that is what we see in this world. A wife that's supposed to defend the husband, stand firm at the back of the husband. No, you go and backbite your husband. You go at the back and stab your own husband. Sarah wasn't like that. Sarah didn't say, oh, I'm a victim. No, she didn't cry, hey, help me. Like we can see in the world, in the present day world. And we can see what is going on, that many countries that want to bring their own evil traditions or their own evil new, they call it new, which is not new, because we see that is what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. They want to bring it again and be telling people, oh no, don't dress like that. You can dress the way you want. But in the Torah, it is said that a woman should dress moderately, decency. But now, there is no decency, you know. In the place that they call the place of worship, that is where women will go, you know, the kind of makeup that they will make up is like as if they are going to discotheque. The kind of dress that they dress is as if they are going to discotheque. And they are going to a place of worship. What do they worship there? I don't know. I'm not here to judge, but I don't know. Right? Some people, they wear, for example, the Eastern people, right? They wear hijab, right? Oh, they said, no, you cannot wear hijab. You have to open your face. That is their tradition, for God's sake. That is their tradition. The women are not crying that the men are suppressing me. Even though in Europe, the women say, I'm going to wear it if you like it or not, because that is my tradition. That is their tradition. That is their culture. Right? The same thing in Namibia, right? In Namibia, we have the Bushmen people that refuse to wear clothes. That is a tradition. Even though there are clothes, but the women say, we don't want to wear clothes, we want to remain the way we are. We love the way we are, that is our tradition. So why must you force them to take your own tradition? Why do we want to force the Eastern people to behave like the Western people? No. Or to behave like the Greek, to bring immorality, and they say they want to be moral. Leave them alone. Don't impose your own way of life upon other people. No, leave them alone the way they are. When the judgment comes, Then we see who is who, and who is right and who is wrong. Because somebody comes and say, I have all kinds of what do you call it? LBGT, ZZ, we, right? Okay. I don't want that. So why must you impose your own way of life upon me? I don't want your own way of life. Leave me alone. So this is what I am saying. So Sarah does not see herself as a victim. No, but she sees herself, it is my decision to follow my husband, my Lord, to obey him and to do exactly what he commanded me. It is, oh, no. You want me to, you can't do like that to me. Sarah does not argue, but she follow her husband because she know very well the God that her husband served, that the God that her husband served will surely defend her. That is the most important thing. Abimelekh seemed both stunned and saddened. Did Sojourner in his land perceive that he would kill a husband for a pleasure of the wife? This was not the kind of a ruler he wished to be. His longing to change was noted by Abraham Avenu, who then wondered if he had judged Abimelekh incorrectly in the first place, which is true. Our forefather Abraham has judged Abimelekh incorrectly because of what he thought in his head. Oh, maybe God is not in this place. How do you know God is not in that place? No. How do you know God is not in that place? You don't know. You did not mingle with them yet. You didn't communicate with them yet. You didn't talk to them yet. You didn't understand. You didn't understand their culture and their tradition yet. So you cannot just come up and assume. See, it's an assumption, and assumption is very deadly. It's very bad. Prejudice is not right. So we have to judge people based on their works. We have to judge people based on what they have done. Not what you don't know, or not what you just fantasize in your head. Maybe. No, it's not maybe. So Sarah is being tested here too. Sarah followed her husband. And Sarah did not say, okay, this is the test for Abraham. Abraham, you are there. Me, I am here. We are in two different ships or two different boats. No. Sarah stood firm by her husband. They are both in the same boat. But we need to understand too that in our present day 21st century women, when things go fine, when everything is good between the husband and the wife, they are both in the same boat. But when things go sour, immediately they are in different boats. The wife will say, oh, you know what, man, you are on your boat. Or the man will tell the woman, you are on your boat. You are alone. And God is saying we can't do that. We must be together as one. The husband must be together as one, together with the wife, because the Torah said that both of them shall become one. I see by your expression that you have another question, one you are reluctant to pose. It is about my age, Sarah asked. Is asking you. Sarah is asking me. Are you still thinking about my age? I understand. You want to know how old I was when Abimelekh desired me and how old I was when I gave birth to Isaac? The only answer is that it's not really important. That is not important. It's not about the age. It's not about the age. It's not about my age. Sarah said, one can be beautiful at any age if you have the neshama, the inner beauty that dominates through the outside. It is not only how old you are. Yeah, she's an old woman, right? Oh, she's an it's an old man. It's not about the age. It's about the inner beauty. If you have a beauty that is inside, it will surely generate out. Sarah was beautiful. Even though at the age of 80-something, at the age of 90-something, right? Still very beautiful. Because the inside beauty surpass the outside beauty. People can come and relate to, wow, I can't imagine. What a woman. Wow, what a woman. Some people can be beauty outside, but inside is as dirty, as ugly as anything. Wicked to the core. But Sarah wasn't like that. So what Sarah is teaching us this morning is not about the age of the man, or it's not about the age of the woman, but it's about what is inside your inner soul. Are you willing to rise up to follow your husband? Is the husband willing to be one with his wife, for them to be together as one? Not to say, when it's good, you are my wife, but when it's bad, you are no longer my wife, I'll go and find another one. No. You have to be united. As God was testing Abraham, the same thing God was testing Sarah at the same time. It is not only the man. Yes, the Torah is written in the language of the men, as I said. But we need to understand that without women, it will never be possible. Without our foremothers, it will never be possible. Without Sarah standing firm with Abraham, it will never work. Abraham would have maybe missed the road, but because Sarah was standing firm, he said, yes, what you are passing through is the same thing that I am passing through. Your test is the same thing that I've been tested. So I will follow your lead. I'm not a victim here, but actually I'm passing through my own test. And we can see at the end, they both rejoice. At the end, Isaac was born. At the end, a life was given to Sarah. And that life actually prolonged the life of Sarah. Right? Because when a new life is given to a woman tends to become more tender. And she wished to do what? To raise that life up onto onto an adult age. And that is what Sarah did. So a new life that was given to Sarah actually prolonged the life of Sarah even more. So this is what God is trying to let us understand. Parshas Va-Yera, and it appeared. The testing of Sarah. Because I don't want us to always see everything from the perspective of the men. I want us to look also from the perspective of the women. What do they understand? What do they think? What is their own understanding of what is going on, or of what God is doing with their husbands? So I want us, our women, to please continue to stand firm with your men. Continue with your husband. Stand together with them. Help them. Stand at their back and continue to follow God. As you follow God, because with you, as you follow God, because of you, God will intervene in your family. So that is the most important thing I want us to do. And the men will continue to lead their wife in the path of justice, in the path of righteousness, in the path of life, in the path of the Torah. Parshas Va-Yera, Sarah's test. May God bless you, and may God keep you. Shabbat shalom.